I'm going to break my session into three parts. So I'll talk about my journey, blueprints, things I did that got me to where I am, and also action, which just motivate everyone to take a step. So I'll start with a story. Firstly, I did my out my primary school in Ota, my secondary school in Ota, my university in Ota, and the only thing that took me out of Ota was NYC, and I was posted to the Cross River, Alabama State, Cross River State, Alabama, and towards the end of my NYC, I got a job, a tech job. And I was going to work as a software engineer for that organization. Who can guess how much they were going to pay me? I mean, software engineer, tech bro, come on. Guess, one can guess. I'm here to 50, I mean, $5,000. Yes, in Nigerian tech startup, I'm here to 50, I'm here 750, I'm here. That was okay. 750, I'm here. I was being paid 50,000 naira per month. You are saying, and at that point, I was comfortable. This was in 2023, so it's not that far back. I was very comfortable. Okay, something. So when my NYC ended, I came back home to Ota, and I was working remotely with them. I was fine. But my friends that were working in Lagos would tell me, Daniel, you're too good for this. Move out now. When you need our money, at your level, this and that. But no pressure, I was comfortable. Then something happened. I was laid off at that company. So this was around March, I was unemployed. I was back to ground zero. I had to start applying for jobs. I had to start reaching out to people, going to events, network. Ground zero. Some of you are doing and thinking, oh, getting a job is far-fetched. Well, I was there. Then I was having a discussion with my friends. We were talking about working outside the country. He mentioned something about international organizations that these guys are flexing, these guys are skilled. Then in the space of 6 months, from being unemployed in Ota, from being unemployed to Ota, I found myself in Geneva, Switzerland at the end of that year. So within a year, I was unemployed. I was gainfully employed, unemployed in Switzerland, working with the United Nations cluster. And all this was from Ota. I got a job from Ota. I'm going to tell you things I did. I think you can also emulate some of these things I'm saying to push you from getting a job. If you start with a job, to also transition to thinking outside the scope of Nigeria, outside the scope of Ota. So one of the first things I did within that time frame was learn in public. And I want everyone here to also think about it, learn in public. Some of you have heard build in public. I'm talking about learning in public. So take a book, read a textbook, read up on YouTube, watch YouTube videos, document what you have learned. Don't just watch and let it go. Document what you have learned. Then come online or to your friends and discuss what you have learned. So you are doing that not to just show that you are learning, oh, this boy is learning something every day. No, that's not what you are doing. You are doing that to also be consistent. Because if your friends are saying you are talking about this particular topic online, or you are posting videos about it online, you won't want to slack and not be consistent with that topic you are talking about. So try it, learn in public. Whatever they are learning, even if it's one line in a textbook, talk about it, put it in your own words. You're also improving your skills, doing that. So that's one of the things I'll tell you to do. Learn in public. The next thing I would say is know what you want. This is a very tricky thing. At the time when I was unemployed, I was getting offers from other companies because I was being called for interviews. I was unemployed, but I was denying interviews because I did not want to work for a company in Nigeria anymore. I was tired. The tech firm was my last straw with Nigerian companies. So I was rejecting interviews. I was rejecting, friends telling me, oh, I should come to that company. I was rejecting that because I knew what I wanted. So some of you need to say no to some things. Some of you need to say, I know what I want. I'm not going to be applying to Nigerian company, I'm going to apply to international companies. Some of you need to do that, make that step. And you know, try your best to be specific. And one thing that helped me was I picked an industry. For example, if you want to work in finance, you pick the finance industry. If I look at working in Nigeria, you can look at fintech companies in Nigeria. Apply to all the companies in that industry. So you are limiting, you are being specific with the industry you want, and you know this is your stamp space. You have to get something in this industry. So that will also help you narrow your application. So you don't just apply randomly and finance layer. You're applying to work in app size. Yeah, you can't be. It also messes up your mind because you'll be very sad and depressed. So pick a particular industry that you want to go for. For me, I was going for international organizations. And I searched on Google is free. I searched on Google international organizations in the world. I saw WHO, I saw Red Cross, I saw FAO, and I applied to all of them. I applied to UNHCR and I got in at UNHCR. So know what you want. Be specific, pick a target industry, and apply to companies in those industries. The third point is show workings, which I think once some of us are very shy doing this actually, show workings. There's a meme that says, don't be church or show workings. So show workings. This is very simple, don't overcomplicate it. I'm not saying you should build a startup, or I'm not saying you should create a working app. Whatever you are learning, there are examples there. If you are using textbooks have examples. Copy those textbooks, put it in your own words, rephrase them, rearrange them, rename the variables they use. If you are learning coding, rename the variables they use, put it on GitHub, put it on your profile, on your social media, and have it as a working portfolio. If you are learning web design, go to YouTube for some web design projects, and make it work on your local host. Just change the branding, change the text. It's your project. You can use that to preach. You can use that to pitch to other companies and have that as a portfolio to show that okay, you know what you are saying. So I want to avoid saying I can do this. Just say this is an example of what I can do. Change that mindset. Don't start saying, oh, I can write code. I can do. No, this is an example of what I can do. That should be how you should approach your applications. You should approach tracking digital space. The fourth point I would say is you should think global. Think global. We're going to do a very short exercise here. I'll pass the mic around. I want the mic to reach you. You mention one country in the world. Can we do that? When the mic gets to you, mention one country in the world. Are we ready? Okay. The country in the world. Country in the world. Okay, mention the country in the world. Right. Mention the country. Nepal. Okay. Mention the country in the world. UK. Canada. Okay. Estonia. Okay. My boss. Italy. Okay. So now we have 195 countries in the world. Why are you only applying to companies in Nigeria? Why are you only applying to companies in US, in Canada? Some mentioned Estonia. There are countries like Iceland, Finland, Norway, Sweden. They have companies there, so they're also looking at acquiring global talent. Spread out. Don't just look at companies in one country. There are 195 countries. Think about it. 195 countries. They have their own Otadia. They have their own Yanodia in their country. Their own question in their country. So, and they have companies as well in that country. So spread out. Think global. Don't just limit your search to Nigeria. Don't limit your search to Abuja, to Lagos. Think of other countries. Maybe when you get home today, do an exercise. Look for a random country that you cannot pronounce, like Slovakia or something. I can't pronounce it. But check, they have companies that are, trying to acquire global talent. It's doable. I've done it. I was in Switzerland. I did not look at companies in the UK or US because the industry I was targeting, their major hub was Switzerland. And I went there. So I want you to think global. Look at countries that you're scared to even apply. Take that leap of faith and give it a try. So think global. I'll just drop a few paste of resource here. One of them is a job platform that I think most of us can use to seek out international opportunities. One of them is Impact Pool. And you can just search impactpool.org so you can see jobs that are available for your global talent and you can get shots. And also, workspace. One thing that Otta lacks is a workspace where young people, creatives can come together, but without the functioning cafe in Otta. And in Lagos, you have lots of that. So you can easily go to a laptop somewhere, you have access to free internet, and you can work. So I created something in Otta called the Republic Guest House. When I came back from Switzerland, I was like, oh, Otta there's no infrastructure that can support global talent. I decided to build the Republic Guest House. I want you guys to check it out. Just check Instagram, you see videos of the Republic Guest House, and you should visit it. You have access to Wi-Fi, you can use that to focus on working and apply for jobs whenever you're there. It's a very serious space for you to try. The other is if you're looking for outside of international space, you can use LinkedIn, you can use other job platforms to apply for any other job you're looking for. And the last section is take action. Dream big, step goals, take action. Whatever I've said today is not going to make you successful if you don't take action. If you're not the one to apply for those jobs, if you're not the one to learn in public, if you're not the one to show workings, it just remain on the slide. It's not going to result into tangible things. So you have to take action. Go home today, even if it's one line, you can read in the textbook, one line, two line, one paragraph, you have taken a step in that direction. If it's just to, check out a tutorial on YouTube and follow it to the end, you have taken a step in that direction. So take action. Nothing is going to come to you, you have to get it yourself. So make sure you take action. And I'm going to end with a story. I started this story, the story. In the 1500s, there was this conqueror, a Spanish conqueror. When he came to Mexico from Spain, he sailed his boat with his team, with his army. From Spain, they sailed to Mexico. When they got to Mexico, their plan was to conquer it. Then they saw that Mexico was bigger than they planned. Mexico had an empire, they had big buildings, they had big army. So what did he do? He looked at his men, then we were trembling, we were shaking. He told his men, burn the boats. He told his men, burn the boats. Do you know what that means? He says, no way out. We have sailed all the way from Spain. We are here now. Retreat should not be in your mind. We are here to conquer or die. That was according to the story. He told his men to burn the boat, no plan of escape. Some of you need to control your mind that way. This is everything. Give these opportunities everything you can. There is no plan B. Some of you see people like, oh, if I don't make it, I can work in my mom's shop. So you see how they plan B. So you are not really that desperate. You need to be desperate. You need to fight for it. So I'm telling you, burn the boat. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me.